Hello again folks, just back again playing the Rovers season here for a wee catch up. Been a few days since the last video, but I'm going to get back and try and finish the season off on this one. So since we last had a video here, we've got a few players coming in on Bosman's. Got this guy Chris Kerr coming in from St Mirren for next year. Good attributes there. Might not be somebody I'll go with, but we'll bring him in. And got this goalkeeper coming in from Espanyol on a free transfer, so he'll be a good addition. Stephen Pearson from Motherwell, fantastic player. You can see stats there. He'll just be quality to slot in there. So picking him up on 700k tribunal fee. And then we've got Andreas Skella coming across from Dunfermline. Good centre half all round, so I'll be happy enough to slot him in next year. And also Tebele from Celtic, who is running his contract in there. So a few good additions on the free transfers. I've also brought in Darren Mackey, and we got him for 400k from Aberdeen, decent enough. And Junior Mendes on a free transfer, just because he's kind of versatile across the forward positions there. And yeah, so I let a few go as well. Novo went out, but Sions went to Peterborough. Wasn't getting a game, it was just kind of, well, wasn't going to get any younger anyway. So yeah, that's the changes. We've got a couple of cup ties coming up here. We've got Cali Thistle, Motherwell, and then we've got the UEFA Cup 4th round games against Nantes. And it's starting to look pretty tasty in the Premier League. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think probably 12 points will be enough here, with 12 games left. Yeah, so I think the team's ready to go here, and we'll see if we can just get by Inverness Cali. Oh, you forgot I sold Adolfo to those guys, so he'll probably be doing quite well down there. I say down there, in that league I mean. So I've been quite happy the way the team's just kind of gelled together. Brought in the right people really, and didn't spend a whole lot of money. So although we've not got the spending power of Celtic and Rangers, if you can get the right players and develop them, then you can compete with them. Probably going to have to contend with selling a few, even the ones that I might not want to sell, because the likes of Nicky Franco, Okoronkwo, they will, before too long, they'll put in a request that they want to move to a bigger club. It's just pretty obvious that will happen. But yeah, decent enough win in the cup there. I'm hoping as well with the money that I'm building up, especially if a few players get sold on, that we can ask for a wee capacity increase. And that's me ready to pop in my players for the next round here. So I'll have those two going in. Yeah, I think that's it there. Everyone else is fine. So what I don't want to do is sell any players that I've got registered now until at least the European run's over and done with. But yeah, outside of the Old Firm games, we've really been dealing with teams quite easily, so picking up a lot of points in the league. And if we can keep that lead that we have when it gets to the dreaded SPL split, then could even be in a position where we could lose against Celtic and Rangers and still win it, so that's really what we're aiming for. Not that we want to lose, but it's good to have that buffer where you can. I've picked up a few fringe players from Celtic and Rangers, which is good, because like they take less money than they're worth, and they're just kind of decent enough players. Pentilla being one of them, pretty versatile. And it looks like we're going to have too much for Dundee United here. So just keep the league wins racking up, hopefully. And over to the other side of Dundee now. Before we've got Motherwell, Dunfermline, so 3 cup games in a row there. So good little phase to do the video on. Remember him actually, Juan Sara, he was a no bad striker. And there we go, Zubov having a pretty decent season again. And yeah, we're okay with that. So it's kind of leveling out on games with Rangers now. So handy enough lead over them. Celtic's got 2 games in hand, so even if they're sitting at 65, still a 12-point lead there, so couldn't be going any better, to be honest. We won 25 games out of 28, so I'd be happy with that if I was managing Celtic or Rangers, let alone Rovers. Didn't actually expect the SPL to be that kind of straightforward to navigate, to be fair, especially when you're working with a reduced budget. But it's just about non-players, and if you know where the little bargains are that you can bring them in, develop them a wee bit, get lucky with a few free transfers like this guy, and that's kind of what's happened. But I 6-1 away to Dundee, so some of these scorelines are looking a bit crazy. Okay, so we've got Kavanagh back for this cup game, and Motherwell in the League Cup semi-final coming up shortly. Half expecting that I might get some sort of job offer from England coming through at some point, if we keep winning here. I was thinking for another challenge video, depending on how this season goes. I mean, if we win the SPL, probably put an end to these and then maybe go back to the Nottingham Forest one to see if we can actually have another go at the Champions League. But I'm thinking for another kind of proper challenge video, I might start in like a really crappy league, like maybe Northern Ireland or something, and just see if I can get job offers on the back of doing something with literally a team that starts with nothing. So that would be a pretty good challenge to do. Well, it looks like we're back to pretty much full strength now. Get Lukic back in there. He's another one of these hidden gems from Sweden. Bring him in, 150k. Yeah, he's knocking on a wee bit, but you get a few years out of him and his stats are great. Like, he's a solid defender there. Not one of the best, but he's like a good addition to any kind of squad when you're looking for something a bit more economical. So here we go. Can we make it to the League Cup final? So yeah, maybe just give Cavani a rest, seeing as how he likes those double yellow cards. Sorry, I had to answer the door there. A wee delivery. But we'll just pop Olsen in for injured Zubov. And that'll give me a chance to give Dan Mackey's debut in the next game. But yeah, pretty straightforward work for the Motherwell game there, sorry. So certainly can't argue with the form we've got heading into the kind of business end of the season here. I can't see we're not going to win the league with that sort of lead. And the fact that we've only lost 1 or 2 games across the season to this point. What's probably worked well is I've kind of kept the team together throughout the season. I think what I learnt for that first season with Nottingham Forest was I was quite hasty to sell a few and try and do a bit of wheeling dealing towards the end of the season, and like could argue that I paid the price for that in those cup games, so definitely avoiding that here. I mean, I've definitely got players that I'm going to sell once there's at the end of the season or once we're in a kind of redundant position. But the Big Five derby, now it will not be good if I lose to Dunfermline. That's not something I'm going to be able to handle quite easily. So there we go. There's one thing that Rafe Rovers and KMB fans have in common, it's their distaste for Dunfermline Athletic. So this is as rewarding a win as any for me. I'm happy to see them go down. If you're watching Big Rab, Norrie's in a box. So yeah, another solid 4-0 win. There just seem to be creaming teams every week here. I wonder how we'll get on with these French characters. I've got Mackie ineligible. Didn't have enough spots to put him in. So we'll need to give probably Junior Mendes a try. He's pretty handy in terms of pace and such. Or we'll go with Rubio. Got options anyway. And that'll be Celtic in the League Cup final. So yeah, we'll give Mendes a try. I'll let Zubov. He's not going to be out for long anyway. So here we go. This is quite a big one here. I didn't expect necessarily to get to the 4th round of the UEFA Cup. So anything from here is a bonus. And the main man keeps on popping up, Mr. Nikiforenko. I'll take anything in this one league, as long as I get in a wee goal, which I've got. Even if they did come back, it'll keep the tie, keep the game alive, sorry. Yeah, keep the tie alive, I should say. Yeah, Captain Salih popping up. Can't really argue with that. He's been good so far. I'm picking up another injury there. So I'll take 2-1 away from home all day in this sort of stage. You can see some big teams still in there, Juventus, Milan. So the next round will be where it gets real, I'd imagine, provided that we can keep Nantes at bay in the second leg. So we'll just play through, these, well, we've got the, what we'll do is I'll play this video through to the League Cup final, I think. Be a bit longer than others, but it's at the kind of better part of the season where, you know, things are happening and there's something in the games. So there we go, a couple of changes there on the wings. And see if we can keep this fantastic league form going against Motherwell. So injury to my captain here, which isn't ideal, but yeah, we'll just slot Kavanagh in as captain. Oh, they're down to 10 men, so there should hopefully be another 3 points. And yeah, so we'll find the games will start to run out, because when we get to 33 games, it will then go to the SPL split. And if I've got the same lead going into the split, I think that's a wrap. I maybe spoke too soon on Motherwell here. Maybe they've got something in them when they're down to 10 men, but hopefully not. Nikiforenko of the Rovers steps up again. Yep, so the run continues. So we're back for Nantes again in the next game. That's came around pretty quick. Or Nantes, however you're supposed to pronounce it. And I think we'll have Zubov back in. I think I seen earlier on even Maratis was actually in the full Greek squad, but he's not been capped yet. So might start getting a bit of interest in him. And well, we'll just give this guy a try. We'll go with actually Pentilla because he's been the more regularly used one. But Mendes on my 7th sub here. Cavan as captain. And here we go. So I'm just going to let the cat in, but I'll be back in a minute. Oh, a missed penalty. That could come back to haunt us. Oh, so this is really levelling out now. So 3-2 on aggregate to Nantes. Disaster of a first half really. And we'll give Ben Wright a shout. So yeah, backs against the wall. This is the way. It's the same thing that happened in the Nottingham Forest game. I had a handy lead against Barcelona, but you really got to be on the ball in all the games. And there we are. Graham gives us a chance. Next goal is the decider, really. Well, end of 90 minutes then. Let's see. Can we give somebody else a chance to be a hero from the bench, maybe? Could go to penalties. And it has. So it's nervy time here. I think I've got some pretty good penalty takers though. Yeah. Don't know why it's nominating McGlynn though. That would be silly. Yeah, I'll give David Graham one. So here we go. A big penalty shootout when we really should have put this one to rest. Oh, we had a chance as well. Oh no. 2 missed penalties. So we're out of the UEFA Cup. But never mind. It was a great run to get to the 4th round there. You got to see that was kind of unexpected, even to get that far. So not really any pressure on selling players or anything now. It's kind of fair enough. And 5th round against Hearts now are looking a wee bit jaded there from the extra time, so hopefully we've got enough to get us past Hearts here. Probably going to need to rest some players in a league game before that League Cup final with Celtic. Yeah, I think I'll just make 3 changes at half time. Hopefully nobody gets injured. I'll be glad to get past these guys with the fatigue levels that we had there. So yeah, happy with that one, considering the fitness levels from the last game. So yeah, I think we'll give the first 11 a rest against Kilmarnock. See if Celtic have played their games in hand yet. No, they've still got one game in hand. So yeah, they're still tracking along, they're winning their games, but I think the lead's pretty handy. And we're just going to try and rest a few in this game. Here we are. So that's leaving us 8 games left after this one. I'm hoping that I don't get stung for doing the whole second 11 thing here, but yeah, it's looking like that might happen. Big goal from McAdam there then. Yes, and Rubio hopefully keeps the run going. Good comeback there. And Mackie Amafago as well, so yeah, good signs from the backup players. That's ended up being a roasting. So Kilmarnock obviously just folded there. So happy with that one then. That's still keeping that lead going. And more importantly, got a rest up for the cup final. So second cup final against Celtic in 2 seasons here. We played them in the Scottish Cup final last year. And then we've got Rangers in the semi-final as well, so might just keep the video rolling and make it a bit of a longer one. I kind of thought that might happen because there's just been so many significant games. But there'll only be this video and another one for the end of the season, I would imagine. So I've still got Zubov injured, so I'll keep Mackie in. And Sally's still out. So we'll go with, I think, Pentilla. Kavanagh's captain. So the big final. Not a good start. Okay, so we're 1-0 down at half time against Celtic here. Weatherson is having a howler, so he'll be getting taken off. And we've got Pentilla's not looking that great fitness wise, so we'll try that. In fact, I want to just go for broke and do three substitutes at half time. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. Freshen it up. Been a lot of games for what's still a pretty small squad considering. It's all over. So we went from 4 tournaments to 2 in a short space of time, but still it's a League Cup final. We made it there. Uncharacteristically bad performance by Weatherston though. So yeah, there we are folks. So it wasn't to be in the UEFA Cup. Quite harshly went out to Nantes on penalties there. Lost the League Cup final to Celtic. I'll come back with the next video for we've got the semi-final against Rangers, then we've got Celtic in the league, so that'll be a good point to pick up, and then we'll wrap the season on the next video. So cheers for watching. Hopefully there's still some silverware to come for Rafe Rovers here. Cheers.